Hey guys, since I started this channel, I've been getting non-stop requests to do Kid Buu. I'm pretty sure these requests are just one guy with 10 different accounts, because if you haven't noticed, it's not 2018, and nobody gives a fuck about this guy anymore. And besides, Michael McCrudden already made 2 videos on him, so what could I possibly add? A little background. He is from New Jersey, and he was born in 1988. Growing up, he was kind of a nerd, a little socially awkward, and he was really into anime, and his favorite band was Linkin Park. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. Kid Buu would develop an obsession with UFOs and aliens, so much so that he joined a religion called Raelism. I'm probably not saying that right. They believe that aliens created humans, that Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, and some guy named Steve were actually alien hybrids. His name isn't actually Steve, but it's this weird French guy who's convinced 100,000 people that he is an alien, and so was Jesus. Kid Buu fucking worships him. And guys, I'm not joking. This is a real religion with actual members. It's pretty much a cult. Like, the leader had 3 wives and made really crappy music. Members of this religion would create something called Clonaid. The inspiration for Clonaid started in 1997 when a sheep named Dolly was successfully cloned. So of course people were intrigued about the idea of cloning humans. The purpose of Clonaid was to offer homosexual and infertile couples who can't have kids clones that are possibly immortal. The problem was the cloning device only worked on Demi Lovato, and that's when they destroyed the clone machine and they never actually cloned anybody, but they did attach a dick to a rat. No, but in all honesty, Clonaid has claimed to have created human clones. They've received millions of dollars from couples trying to clone their dead children, and I guess the method is to put skin cells inside an empty egg, which creates an embryo. Then the embryo is put inside the woman. The FDA banned human cloning because it probably doesn't work, and if it does work, then the kid might grow up to have a fixation with Dragon Ball Z. So Clonaid was a failure. There's no proof that they actually made clones. DNA samples were never provided. The process was never documented, and there were never any pictures of the supposed clones. It's possible Clonaid is just a scam that finessed desperate couples who miss their kids.
I find it A, incredible, and B, disgusting, because he's sowing false hope to begin with. So the individuals who are involved in this experiment, and that's what it is, an experiment, may well not realize that the outcome is almost certainly going to be negative. And to put couples through that, in my opinion, is unethical.
And it pretty much disappeared in 2005. Their old website still exists, and it just looks like a joke, like some science fiction fans cooked it up. Clonaid would be forgotten until Kid Buu brought it up again, and we will get to that later. So Kid Buu had a kid in 2006 when he was 17 years old. This mugshot is from 2008. He was 19 at the time, and according to TMZ, his underage girlfriend wanted to cash a check. He took it from her hands, she ran away into her apartment, he found her, and then he punched her in the face, pulled out a gun, and told her he'd kill the cops if they came. Their 2-year-old daughter was present during this debacle, and he was charged with child abuse. After going to jail, it's unclear how Kid Buu spent his early 20s. There's this video of him freestyling in 2010. Apparently he sold toys on the internet and made a bunch of money. He wanted to erase his past. He wanted to be with the younger crowd, and he wanted people to think he was younger than he was. Obviously, he deleted his old social media accounts, cut off his childhood friends, and he moved to Toronto, possibly to evade child support. Moving to a different country definitely makes it easier to lie about your past. And that's when he decided that he wanted to be a rapper. He originally went by Humongous the God. Just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? His strategy was to emulate other rappers who are already successful. This song Eastside, he's trying to emulate Travis Scott. This other one called Canada Day, he's trying to sound like Tory Lanez. Homeboy actually managed to get a song with the Migos, and they appeared in the video. He probably spent at least 50 grand for a video that'll collect $300 in AdSense. Being a rapper, paying for features just sounds like a terrible investment. None of these videos got a lot of views at first. The man just tried everything hoping one thing would work, and I feel like overall this made him seem unauthentic. He actually paid to do an interview on a Toronto radio station called Sunny in the Six. In the interview, he says he's from Dade County, even though he's from New Jersey. Then he says he didn't grow up on hip-hop, and he just did it because he thought it was easy. The funny thing about this interview is that they play one of his songs, which like all of his other songs, sounds really familiar, and everybody in the room just wasn't feeling the music, and they were just kind of waiting for it to end. Kind of like when someone shows you a 2-minute video on their phone. He must have left a bad taste in the interviewer's mouth because she liked all the comments that were shitting on him. Obviously, the interview didn't help him get attention, so a few months after, he threw a party for an album release or something. He paid a bunch of models to dance around him. It just looks so awkward. Nobody there looks like they're having a good time. Just a weird vibe I get from this video. And like at the time, he didn't have any fans, so he just paid extras to come through, which is a normal thing in Los Angeles. Like lesser known talk shows are known to have staff in the crowd. And it was at this point he realized what he's been doing isn't working. He only had about 7,000 followers on SoundCloud, so he completely changed his image and he changed his name to Kid Buu. Initially, he had a grown man image. His music had no consistent style, as I mentioned earlier, but this time around he took a more youthful image, similar to Lil Pump. I'm talking colorful hair, and much like Lil Pump, he'd do these fucking lame stunts on Instagram.
Hi kids, I'm eating lamb, and a lamb with a lamb.
At this point, in early 2018, he had over 100,000 followers on Instagram. About 70% of them were from India, which led people to believe that they're fake followers. And if you look at his old Social Blade graph, credit to Adam22, he would gain 5,000 followers in one day, then lose followers for a month, then gain 5,000 again in one day. It's clear he was buying followers. And towards April 2018, he started developing an organic following, and people were talking about him. His stupid viral videos kinda caught on, and in June 2018, he released the song Dead Roses. And like his previous records, the entire melody is stolen from an already popular song. The music video aesthetic is similar to, you guessed it, Lil Pump. And this video premiered on World Star, which cost like $8,000. He paid people like Lil Hansen to promote it, and it actually got a couple million views within a few months. It kinda worked for him because from an outside perspective, you might not notice his followers are fake because they're mixed with real followers. Kid Buu actually had me tricked when I saw this viral video of him on Vlad TV, and this clip was actually all over Facebook and Instagram too. And what I mean by he tricked me is I actually thought he was a rapper with a big audience that people liked.
Is it like early right now at Clonaid? Oh, are you gonna clone the cat? I love him. He hasn't paid it yet.
The whole cloning thing would become a meme. He brought up Clonaid, which, as I mentioned earlier, was created by a French pervert who convinced people that he is an alien prophet. And this interview is sitting at 3 million views as of today. After going viral, his at the time 18-year-old ex-girlfriend would make a 40-minute video talking about their relationship. She described him as abusive, possessive, controlling, like he wanted her to stay at home, not get a job, that type of thing. He of course claimed to be 10 years younger than he was, and he hid the fact that he had a kid. But the funniest thing is that she confirmed that he made no money from his music, and he was just putting money into it because he wanted people to think he had a certain lifestyle.
That looked like he put a lot of money into, but the music itself wasn't good. I mean, it was honestly terrible, and that was one of the things that kind of held me back. I was like, ugh, I have to support this guy's music and I don't even like it. And I'm not even just saying that because he's my ex now. Didn't like it at the time.
Adam22 also made a video on Kid Buu, revealing that he's been desperately trying to get on No Jumper by becoming friends with Boonk Gang and Trippie Redd. It was also mentioned that Kid Buu was planning on putting a tracking device under Adam's car and was asking gang members to jump Adam. Then of course he showed that Buu was probably buying his followers all along. So summer of 2018, Kid Buu had a moment where people took him seriously. They were talking about him. Then towards September, he kind of became a joke. And it wasn't just Adam, other creators like Blackie Speaks, Rice Gum, academics. He was being clowned by multiple sources. His child abuse charges, of course, resurfaced, and looking at his mugshot, people noticed that he got a nose job. So he's a very deeply insecure man. And towards October, he released another music video on WorldStar. This is accompanied by a viral video where he used an editing trick to make it seem like he was with his clone.
Being cloned. Yo, come over here. Sure you want me to do this? Yeah, fuck that shit. Go ahead. What y'all gotta say now? You see him? We got the same tattoos, same hair, same genetic structure.
And for those who don't know, this editing trick is very simple. It's been used by YouTubers since like 2005. It still got a lot of people's attention, and this would be one of the last times he went viral. In 2019, he didn't drop any videos on WorldStar. He did attempt to create a beef with Trippie Redd by saying he got his song stolen. Nobody believed him. He paid Black China 50 grand to pretend to be his girlfriend. He ended up choking her and throwing her against the wall. And I can't help but feel like this was a publicity stunt, and it worked. Kid Buu got on TMZ because of this. Now, if you look at Google Trends, interest for Kid Buu peaked summer of 2018 when he did the Vlad interview, in January 2019 when he paid Black China 50 grand and got on TMZ. Ever since then, he has been completely irrelevant. People forgot he existed. He still uploads videos on YouTube, but it's been over 2 years since he's gotten a video with over 1 million views. Will he ever be relevant again? The answer is no. It's bad enough he had a 2-month period where people took him seriously. And let this be a lesson to the kids. If you spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on features, promotion, find a stupid gimmick, steal other people's styles, you may one day have 60,000 subscribers on YouTube and be featured on Famous Criminals. My opinion on this dude, well, I think he lied about his age because he wanted to relive his younger years. They say you stay the same age as your trauma. He was 19 when he went to jail, and it makes sense that at the age of 30, he was still dating and hanging out with 18 and 19-year-olds. And there's a deeper source to his anger that we don't know about. Maybe he was abused when he was younger. Maybe he wasn't popular growing up and he wants to be a rock star to get revenge on fucking Stacey Hamilton for not going to prom with him. He could have came from poverty and wants to emphasize how rich he is now. In this cringy clip here, he's talking about how he didn't play sports growing up.
Yo, for real, they keep me on the bench. Yeah. I'll be like, no one ever passed me the rock.
You never got picked.
I suck at basketball, bro. I tried playing on a team with my cousins, and the coach kicked me off the team because I had the ball and it was a buzzer beater. And he was like, go, throw, shoot it. And I had my shoelaces untied and I stopped and tied my shoe. Oh God. And they were like, what are you doing? And I was like, my shoelaces untied. Yo, I swear to God, true story. They told my aunt, they put my aunt aside, and my aunt came and told me, she was like, there's other sports, maybe not every sport's for you.
You guys get my point. Nobody is a narcissist for no reason, and if somebody's messed up in the head, then they probably had a traumatic upbringing. I don't like this guy, nobody does, he never toured, he never played any shows, and is it worth being briefly famous if no one likes you? I mean, what's he gonna do for the rest of his life? One day he's gonna be 60 telling people he's 39, trying to flex like, yeah, I used to be famous because I pretended to be a clone and beat up a hooker. Yeah, this guy sucks, and I was gonna say Clonaid sucks, but I don't want to get killed by some radical cult members, so all hail Steve, the fucking French alien hybrid, and all hail Clonaid. I'm out.
Pause.
I'm coming so hard. All 2020, I'm gonna just come so hard, bro. Video after video, single after single, just all in your face action, bro. I'm just coming at you. All 2020, so hard.
You're like so inappropriate.